Onward and upward. Okay, folks, had a terrible signal there. Been trying to broadcast for a while on Facebook, and lately it's been having issues. Thank you. Once again, I am the WooFDriver, and what you're about to witness is awesome stuff. We are headed out to a horse track farm. Just got to do some jockeying. Didn't realize our live feed burned up there. So let me explain this to you as best as I can. Right now we are headed out to what we call the horse track farm. I've got Chase with me. I've got his Wolfpack mates in front. And you're getting a live stream, pretty incredible stuff of us while we ride. Chase is, for those of you who don't know me, I am the WooFDriver, and I'm doing some WooFDriving now, as you can see. WooFDriver refers to me driving at the dog's passion. A lot of times you'll see me. I'm riding them on different dog bikes and rigs that we have, which is very cool. Today you'll see us on a scooter at a place we call the track, the horse track, because it is one of the few remaining horse tracks in Maryland. And just up with my vehicle up there. Jim's driving, part of the WooFDriver pit crew. Lazaro, you can see him. He's staring at us like, how come I can't be on the motorcycle, Dad? Princess and Jagger in there. And we got a special guest for you today. We've got Gigi on board. So Gigi is our 10-pound Chinese crested. She's a puppy. And I'm introducing her to some of the sports that the Wolfpack does, because almost any dog can participate in these in some capacity, and that's why I'm broadcasting. If you have a 10-pound dog, or you got a dog who's bigger than Zara, who's 75 pounds, everybody can participate. And they participate in different ways and at different levels, because they all have different capacities. They excel at different times of the year, maybe, and pull, and some can just walk with it. And whatever they do, it's all okay, because it's about getting outside and enjoying the great outdoors, as well as making the best bond you can with your best friend. And of course, the health benefits are enormous, as you can imagine. So we're going on some country roads here. Some of these roads are a little busier, but we're going to get back to some beautiful farm areas where we're headed to the horse track. Again, the horse track is one of the few remaining horse tracks in Maryland. Maryland's a big equine, if I'm saying it right, state, and lots of horse farms. And of course, the Preakness is here, run at Pimlico, one of the big tracks here. And this horse track is built, from my understanding, to model Pimlico. It's 5/8 of a mile, which I think Pimlico is, where the Preakness is run. Now, this horse track was used a lot more back in the day, but there's still some horses that train on there, or just go trotting. Through my networking, I've been able to make friends with the owner, and he just loves us. He's a big animal guy. They have cows and horses and donkey and all that stuff. And he said he'd come on down anytime. We usually come here in the summer, and we do that because in the warmer months, it's too much to run on concrete, as you can imagine. It gets too hot, the asphalt. And it gives us a chance to go any speed we want, be on the softness of the track, and pretty much do as little or as much as we want, and at the same time gives us the ability to take the dogs off leash and free range at any time. So, just a way to keep it in shape. It does get a little monotonous doing a bunch of laps, so 5/8 of a mile, we'll try to get a few miles in. And the big deal today is we're trying to bring Gigi. We've got her with us. We're going to see how she cooperates, motivating different ways, whether it's comfort or example or whatever the case may be. And that's what we do, and that's how I've been trained, and I've trained other dogs, and my dogs have been trained. Pretty interesting. So Chase is riding in the back seat with me. He's my partner today on the way out here. He's got protective glasses on. They call them noggles. And Zorro will probably have the honors of riding shotgun with me on the way home. Then Chase started because he's a light colored dog. Zorro's a dark colored dog, and I'm sure you know that dark colors absorb the sun or light, so they heat up quicker. And the lighter colors reflect it, so they don't heat up as quick. And it's not hot out here. It's actually a mild day for a summer day. But with the sun beating on the dog, it's going to get hot to them. Of course, we have water and everything we need. And we're almost continuously moving because of the less traffic. It is rush hour, but we're on less traveled roads purposely. Almost every day I take the dogs I can reach by country roads, by back roads. This is becoming a long ride for Chase. He's doing really well. You can see we get a lot of looks. Not a lot, and I can actually reduce. But the suspension's adjustable here, so it's pretty cool. I hope the camera is not too bouncy for you. So we're going to get, looks like Jim, he's leading today. Might take us on one fairly busy road. I'm not sure, but it's not the highway. Though I ride on the highway. I'm not going to do that right now. Chase is not fazed by any of this, by the way, folks. So I'm going to try to tune in and make sure you still get a live look at what we're doing. And I can't do that. People taking pictures because it's so cool. Any questions or comments, please go ahead and put them in there. If people knew we were streaming live on Facebook, hopefully we still are, they would phase even further. Technology's awesome. And actually, technology enables me to do a lot of the stuff I do with the dogs. For instance, their GPS collars, and I actually developed a website for that called WooFTech. And WooFTech describes a lot of the technology behind a lot of the training and adventures we do. I love technology as much as I love nature. So, almost as much. Good boy, Chase. Good boy. He's checking Chase. He's loving it. Crossing some tracks. It's good. Experience you give him that you can assure is going to just help in his training and in his confidence level. So that's what we all want. We want to build as much confidence in our dogs because it depends on the behaviors as well. Well, actually, we're not going to go on the road. I thought Jim's going to cross this road, and I hope he stops, which he doesn't. Jim doesn't realize I'm following him or something. So, folks, I'm just going to check in here, make sure we're close. Howdy. He's getting a ride there. That's cool, isn't it? Thank you. Cool, so we are still live, folks, and I hope you're able to view in of what's going on here because it's truly awesome. Any questions, again, please put them in the comment section, and I'll address some comments you may have. Tonight we got a great lineup for you. If you've been noticing, if you've been a WooFDriver fan for a while, we're doing all kinds of live broadcasts. I think it's one of the coolest things on Facebook, and it's given giving us a chance for the network of professionals and entertaining people that I'm fortunate enough to be part of, to bring them to you on my channel for free, essentially. And you can get in on dog training. You can ask them questions you have. You can learn from the animal communicator, and she's wonderful. Britt's awesome on the WooFDriver News. Tonight, Dean will be going live at Dean Miller, the dog counselor. Get your dog training questions ready for him at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And Barbara Kurtman, the animal communicator, has got a wonderful show. She'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm live now, and I hope to stay live when we get to the dog track. Actually, I'll probably close the feed out and put a new one up of us actually running on the dog track, so you can see how Gigi takes to the sand and how she does on the track, takes to a different surface. And she's learning to ride in the dog bus with Jim. She's not good at car riding. She's just, some dogs aren't. So it's important that we give her a chance, here we go, to learn to do it, because the activities I want to do with her, I'm sure people are looking at me talking and say, that guy's talking to himself and riding with the dog. What's up with that? So the activities that I'm looking to do are really require us to travel. So if you can imagine, all of the wolf pack is well versed at it, and we need Gigi to be as well. Now, our other Chinese crest it was, but she wasn't as involved in the activity. She didn't have that kind of drive, and I didn't raise her as much from a puppy. Have hands-on with Gigi here, and I'm going to be able to have a big impact on her life. And she's very got a lot of energy. She's pretty high-strung, kind of like a husky. Good boy. So, by the way, people have asked about the dog bed that chases in. We're past other dogs. Is so cool. I'll see if they need a ride. This dog bed is made by Beast Riders, which happens to be a company in Maryland, and I didn't find them because they were in Maryland. It's a coincidence. I'm in Maryland, they're in Maryland, because they ship all over the world, and they're one of the only places. They're not really a manufacturer. Everything's handmade, but they're the only ones I know that make seats for dogs for motorcycles. Good boy, Casey. And if you get a chance, visit their website. If you have a motorcycle, by all means, and you have a best friend and you've ever thought about riding them, this makes it virtually effortless. Oh, good boy walking. And it gives you a chance to spend more time with your dog. I explained earlier, but I don't think I was streaming, I thought I was, that I work with each dog one at a time on the motorcycle here. It gives us a different dynamic. It gives us a chance to bond differently, and for the dogs to be away, for the one dog to be away from his pack, and for the pack to be away from him. And sometimes I'll take him to a one-on-one outing where we might go for a walk in the park, or we might do an event, an outdoor cafe where we could eat lunch, and just have it with that one dog, because the dynamics are different, the bond strengthens, and the dog just has a totally different experience. So, pretty cool stuff. And today, as I said, we're going to do an activity. So, we're going to ride to the activity. When I trained originally to ride a motorcycle, I would go on my way to my dog activities and have one of my guys follow me on the motorcycle when I had my learner's permit, because a couple of the guys that work with me doing the dog stuff are motorcycle riders, so they're certified and they could teach me. To go to this point, I've been riding for years now. Hope we're not shaking too bad, folks. Trying to keep an eye on everything. Got running into a little country road traffic here. Everything looks good from this vantage point. I hope you are getting a chance to still enjoy this. So what we're going to do today, we're going to the track, and we've got the dog scooter. I call it the rough board. It's like you might have heard of dog scooters. Those of you that are into scootering with dogs nobody's seen anything like this. This is a kind of an anomaly of a dog scooter that you would only expect that from me, right? That's what I do. I troll the internet, and if I can't find what I'm looking for, we build it somehow. So this dog scooter, I've originally had a regular kind of dog scooter. The problem is when you're trying to hook up a bunch of dogs, the scooter's can't stand straight up because the dogs will pull on it in some way and knock it over. So I found a 3-wheeled scooter, which has a footprint that it can still be taken down, but it's a lot harder because it's balanced. So if you just get off the scooter to water the dogs, just imagine if you were on a regular scooter, you'd have to find a way to support that scooter because when you get off, it's on 2 wheels and it goes to the left or right and falls over. This one, in addition, I'm running the dogs on the side. I do that with almost all my vehicles. I've run the dogs out on the front on many vehicles, and it's great and it can work, but the problem is it's harder to do it on busier trails because the dogs can meander left to the right, and if that happens, they can run into other people's lanes on trails, and you won't be wanted there anymore. It's not polite, of course, and can cause an accident and all kinds of problems. When they're on the side, they're on a short tether, they're on a device. There's different ones on the market. I custom mount these springers. I love springers. Springers are these huge springs that are made for dogs to attach to, and they're made to attach to bikes, even though I've attached them to many other vehicles through welding and different clamp designs, whatever, customized my own stuff. But what it does is gives the dogs a mild resistance. So it lets the dog know, hey, it doesn't jerk them, basically. We're coming to a stop, and it doesn't jerk you on the bike. So there's less chance for anybody to get hurt. This big spring can hold a big dog to get the tension out right, and the dog knows when they're getting to the end of it. But you can put a short lead on there. I usually put carabiners, and you can keep them close to the bike. The wheels are not a problem. They learn to run with them. As they learn to run with them, you can, while training them, there's all kinds of, I'm just going to check this, folks. Oopsie, and glad I did, because it's getting loose here. Hope you can. Yeah, we're getting to a road we cross over. As I was saying, what we did was, you'll see a white PVC bar around my scooter, and part of the reason it's called the rough board is because that bar makes it look like a surfboard. And it'll keep the dogs away from it, and if the dogs that are out in front, it'll push them too. It gently nudges them. It's pretty interesting. Additionally, what I wanted to say, if you're training a dog to ride on the bike, you can make usually, I don't know if they're commercially available, what we call wheel guards, and that would just, it's kind of like a piece of acrylic or plastic, and it just goes over the wheel. There's a lot of ways you can attach it, whether it's cable tie or you can take off one of the bolts on the wheel. But what it'll do is keep the dog from being distracted, mainly because mostly they're scared of it. Usually it's not a worry they're going to run into it. It's usually a worry. This is when you're training, and once they know, then you're perfectly okay without the wheel guards. But people keep them on, some people. But it's a great way of training, a great tool, and they can also be made out of clear acrylic where you could see through them if you wanted to. If the dog was really hesitant, you could start with a dark piece of acrylic where you couldn't see it, and then start getting them used to it. So when you totally removed it, it's not as big of a difference when he can see the wheel, if that was causing training issues. So I see cars making the turn. Once they make the turn, we're going to cross over Loch Raven, which is one of the main water supplies, at least for Baltimore County where I live. It's really big. There's a fishing area, and it's a cool recreational area. I don't go there enough because I'm always with the dogs, so I'm looking for places I can go, usually where I can take the dogs off leash, because that's what you see, that's what I do. Or where I can run the dogs on a trail on some sort of one of my ADVs, all dog vehicles, not ATV. Obstacle as a learning tool, because these are real life situations, and when we take the dogs out, we can't always anticipate when we're going to run into traffic or different conditions. But the more conditioned the dogs are, and the more confidence they've built from being on other trips where they've been safe and they've had good experiences, the better association they have with anything. It's usually just us humans that get a little uptight about things and stress. Usually the dogs are, okay, I'm with dad, I trust dad or mom, and I can deal, whatever. It's going to be fun when we get there, and it's going to be fun when we get back home, and I'm going to get treats and fed and all kinds of good stuff. So, and I'm going to have the wind blowing in my face soon. So, a lot of it, it takes us a long time to set up, especially for the long WooFDriver on tour gigs we do once a week, where we do our long runs. And the dogs just sit in the car or truck very patiently, and they know, and they realize that when we're done, that's just part of the process. They're going to get to have their fun, and they're comfortable with it, because they're kept. We always keep the truck in a comfortable position. We're always next to it. We're outside of it loading, and we usually have music playing. That reminds me, Wolf Tunes music. By the way, I was talking about all the live shows on here. It's truly beyond incredible what we're doing here, and I'm really, really excited, and I hope you'll pass the word on, because you'll find so much entertainment and so many live shows, and we're adding to it, it seems like daily. We have every night, just closing out our schedule, our lineup of shows, is Bucky Harris. He's the Wolf Diddy guy. As you'll might come across or might have learned or might know already, I am big into music, and I don't know how to play, as Turney's all into really unbelievable music, some parody, some original. And we've even gone to another level where Bucky is enjoying researching different dog breeds, because he's a dog lover too, and doing little ditties about them. So, and he's just so charismatic. You got to tune in to see him. It's usually 10 or 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. You'll get a good laugh, and you can interact with him. He's a real showman, and you'll get to hear his ditty of the day. He did a Labrador ditty 2 days ago. He did a Spaniel ditty, and I forget which one he did last night, but he had his dog on the show last night, Buster Big Paws, and it was an awesome show. And he's got, from being a dog lover and as many years as he's been, he's got some really good insights. I didn't even know dog DNA he did on his dog to find out, I guess it's bloodlines and what percentage of what dog it is and all that good stuff. Pretty interesting. He had that about that on the show the other night. So you never know what you're going to hear about from some of the professionals out there that are on the channel. And of course, I mean, he's a music guy. That's what he does for a living. Additionally, tonight I mentioned the animal communicator, Barb Kurtman, and Barb is has very special ways of communicating and reading animals, and she wants to share that gift, and she wants to read other people's dogs, and she's got a wonderful show on as well. It's a triple bill for you tonight because we also have Dean, the dog counselor, and he's a professional dog trainer who's there to answer questions, give training tips, and feature his dogs. He's got usually one of his dogs. On his show, he's got 4, and each one's got a really interesting story that he shares. So you can always go back and get early broadcast on the Facebook feed. But also we're creating another website called the All Dog Network. It's alldognetwork.com. By the way, we're getting ready to cross over Loch Raven. I hope you're taking in this view. I know you can't see underneath us, but it's beautiful, folks. Beautiful. And just awesome. So it's alldognetwork.com. It's great. It's overcast right now. Good for running the dogs, good for riding on the be played the way we want it yet, but we're going to be having the videos sorted into different sections. So you might have asked the question and tagged in that video if it was answered or you were addressed in some way, as well as you might have said, oh, I just got a puppy, are there any puppy episodes? The Unleash the Dog Trainer, Joseph Falcone, his segment he does on the WooFDriver Facebook page twice a week. You might want to get some tips. And he's going to be live at dog parks, and he's a dog nutrition expert. He might do some dog nutrition shows as well. So you never know what you're going to see. Tomorrow night we got Carol Gray, who's written a book called Paw Prints of Wisdom. She's a motivational speaker as well, and she's telling about what dogs mean to our lives, what we can learn from them. For what we teach them, it's more important what they teach us. And you'll love that. Additionally, there's others that I haven't mentioned. Britt Salas drive. I'm usually on at least 4 or 5 times a week, doing something wild with the dogs. Sometimes I'll do a WooFDriver Live, just from the home to take questions and give advice and explain what I'm doing, etc. And by the way, we're passing Skeet and Trap Center, but there's also a police firing range out here, so I just heard shots, so don't be scared. But speaking of being scared, we do our werewolf series. That's another one. We're trying to do that twice a month, where we explore potential paranormal sites with the dogs. We're trying to work it out so we can go to the Antietam battlefield with a paranormal expert ghost hunter with the dogs as we do a run, and as we include their 6th sense on their interpretation and reaction to paranormal ghost hunting. So really cool stuff, folks. Probably like nothing you've ever seen. Probably nobody's ever seen. In fact, I'm quite certain of that. So enjoy while you can, and we're going to keep it going as long as we can. And the more people we get viewing it, everybody's enjoying it, the longer we'll be able to keep it going. So it's important to join in any way possible around this here. And we like to include you in every show. That's what's so awesome about Facebook, because you can interact with us, with the show's host. And even though right now I can't quite see the comments, I'll be able to check them out when I'm done. And if you have a specific question, tag me in another show like I was talking about, or address it right there depending what time allows. So this is Country Road Riding back here. We finally got to them. There's a lot of farms. It is overcast. There's too much of a chance of rain till late tonight. But, you know, in the summer that could change at any time. We're prepared. If it rains, we'll deal. And again, that's part of dog training, getting in these situations. I remember I've gone out quite a few times in the wet when we got to get the dogs out. Even on my runs, as long as it's not windy, so there's no chance of branches falling on us, or at least there's very little. And they've been some of the most memorable times of my life. And there's videos documenting it. Truly awesome. Remember, if we avoid the rain too much, our dogs learn to do that. And some people have problems with their dogs going out to go to the bed in the rain because it's come from us. We've taught them that, unfortunately. So we need to find ways to enjoy them every minute of the day and teach our dogs that, because our dogs naturally know how to deal with it, but they retrain through us. Feel a nice cool breeze. We're about 80 degrees right now, folks. A breezy 80 degrees. To me, it seems like it's going to rain, but as I said, we may, if it rains, we probably wouldn't do our activity. We'll see, but not sure yet. I'm sure we could wait the rainstorm out, but a lot of times I will do it, as I said, so depending on how prepared and how long the rain's with us and when our last outing was, etc., how bad the dogs need to run. I hope I'm entertaining you. Hope you're learning a lot and enjoying, and just enjoying this beautiful ride that we're taking here. The simplicities of life are so enjoyed by the dogs. And I know that was an undercover cop. If he turns around and says, "What am I doing talking to myself?" then I know, then you'll be able to see that on live TV. Last week, we were doing a werewolves episode. We were broadcasting live at night from the trail, cameras, with Curtis Weimer, a ghost paranormal expert hunter. And we were pulled over by the park police, and they were National Park Police, because they were uncertain of what we were doing. And keeping the trails open throughout the year, and the officer was just acting on a bit of caution, abundance of caution, and he was perfectly in the right, and he actually issued us a verbal permit for the night that we could carry on. And I was contacted by his office and by the headquarters of the trail, and they actually totally are with us for what we do. They approve of it without permit. So, and that goes to my basic theory that all of the bikes that we use, even though a lot of them are custom made, they're based upon all bike parts. So they're recumbent bikes that anybody could go and purchase. I've just altered them some, but the way the dogs are attached makes them in compliance with the leash laws, and the bike is in compliance with the trail laws of the park as well. So there's really not too much that they were going to have an issue with. Basically, just how cooperative we are, and if they've gotten complaints about us, and they never do. I yield to everybody. It's all about being as respectful as we can to the trails and to our fellow bike riders and trail users, walkers, animals. Much to say, and we're coming up on the wine vineyard. I hope we're still rolling, because it's so cool coming up to this horse track that I would love you to see it. looks like we still got an hour before Barb goes on, so she'll be able to give you a great show as well. She's usually on for about a half hour. Most of our shows range from 15 minutes to a half hour. I can go for 3 hours. Usually an hour and a half is a Facebook limit, and then they ask you to restart your feed. And of course, if you have a bad action, to restart it as well. So we're just turning in, folks, and this is more of God's country. Beautiful, beautiful. And if you, I've never seen a private horse track before. Here I've actually been raised with dogs, which is awesome. Oh, he didn't plant the center this year, so we actually could free range here. It doesn't look like, it could be wheat in there. To me, it doesn't look like it's planted. So I'm going to stop here. How we doing? All of the kids behaved. Excellent. Good boy, Chase. You're a good boy, yeah. Great. We're still going. I'm going to take Chase's eyewear off, folks, just because that's the first thing he wants to get off. We have arrived, and I'll give you a tour of it. Good boy, Chase. You're the best. How'd you do, sir? You're the best. So Chase is 6 years old, and he's a great, great dog. All dogs are great. It's usually their handlers, their family that needs to be trained. I always say that the best training, that we really need to be trained on handling dogs, not the dog so much being trained. Because the dogs, a lot of their instincts are pretty much with humans. They're different in other ways, but if we learn to use their instinctual side to interact with us and get the behaviors we want from them, then the relationship is propelled. And that's what all the dog trainers do in different ways. Myself, Dean, Joseph, and every other dog trainer out there. And that all deals with, some dog trainers use food for motivation, some do clicker training. There's all kinds of ways of doing it. I'll tell you, with Huskies, though, food doesn't work. I've done it all, folks. I can tell you that. Husky's one of the hardest breed to train because they're closest to the wolf. Let me see if I can get any questions going on here while we're here for a couple minutes. I hope I can. And you're seeing Chase. Chase is yawning now. He had a tough ride here, right? So, yeah, we're still live, folks. Awesome. Let me see if I can get any in here. I'm sorry. I'm going to try right now. Great. Oh, hi, Cheryl. How are you? Yes, you see Chase. He is doing great. And let me lower this. Okay, this place, we are in Maryland now, and we're towards, I believe, Phoenix, Maryland. Okay, Betsy, great. Can't hear you. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes big puffy clouds. Yep, it is a great day, and those clouds help shade the sun for the dogs. So true. Sally, great to see you. Thank you so much, Sally. I really appreciate that. Sandy, my cousin. Yes, he is loving it. Thank you so much. And we've got a shout out from Long Beach, California. Eve, how are you? Charlotte's in the house. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, she told me to be careful. Lots of crazy drivers out there. There are tons of crazy drivers out here, that's for sure. So basically right now, folks, you are looking right at the track. And this is, once again, it's a professional horse track. It's old. It's been here for, I'm going to say, 50 years at least, plus. And it's probably one of the only horse tracks in Maryland. One of the only private ones that is full regulation. And they don't use it a lot here, so it's pretty much at my disposal if I call the gentleman up and let him know I'm coming, and he's great with it. He's even made me some other tracks here. When I say tracks, other courses. They're not sand, they're grass, where I can go around the perimeter of his fields, because this is a huge horse farm. And he boards horses here. But we have a show where we actually one time raced or ran with some Belgian horses. Belgians are like Clydesdales. They're huge drafting horses, and they look a little like Gigi, our little Chinese crested. They have hair on the bottom. Most horses don't have any hair on the body, and they have hair on the top, like Gigi. You'll see her soon. So basically, Jim's setting up, and I'm gonna just I'm keeping Chase comforting Chase because he's still on the bike, and I don't want to chew his harness. He's a harness chewer. And the other dogs are comfortable in the van. The air conditioner's on there, but we're at probably 78 now, and the sun is not beating directly on us. And we'll give him a little water shortly too. So this contraption, you've seen the dog scooter in my neighborhood, but we wanted to do something a little different today. And I've missed riding on the motorcycles because I've been so busy. A lot of my time is taken up now. It's always with the dogs. That's the most important thing. But a lot of the time is taken up doing the all-dog network I've been telling you about, and arranging all these live feeds we're doing. So I haven't been able to get out on the motorcycle as much as I want. So I try to incorporate today the training, because Gigi, it's so important. She's at the best part of her training time where she's just getting really, really comfortable with all her Wolfpack mates being with her and with the bike itself, the scooter. So I'm going to challenge her a little differently today, and this is the best time. She's young, she's comfortable, she's had nothing but great experiences, so we're going to take her to the track. It's a little warm to do outside. It's a little warm to do on the asphalt as well, and that's why, again, we're here at the horse track. So I'm going to just do a quick checkup on the dogs. I don't want to get them too excited. Stay good, boy, and just see how everybody's doing. Stay, good girl. Stay. Gigi, stay. Good girl. You need help, Jim? Okay. Stay. Okay, Gigi. Okay, Gigi. Stay, guys. Okay, it's okay, good girl. So this is Gigi, everybody. I know you've seen Gigi before, and she wanted to be with Dad. So, because nobody's in the van now. No human. Her Wolfpack mates are in there, but she wanted to be with Dad. See Chase saying, "Hi, Gigi." And Gigi's in a new place today, so she's going to see some new stuff. And I'm going to put her leash on. Excuse me for one sec, but I can still continue to talk to you. And I'm just going to go over here, grab her leash, and this will give her a chance to get out. As I told you, she's new on riding too, on car riding, because she was good. Yeah, see, this whole training is really helping her. Good girl. Excellent. Excellent. So, when you want to, okay. Oh, you ready? Actually, where can I put her? She could be out of our way. Good girl. Actually. Ready? Good girl, Gigi. Okay, so let me bring her into I'm back here, folks. So, I've got Gigi on the leash. Chase is being so good. Oh, the clouds are perfect. The sun, it's shading the sun, and everything's looking good. She rode real good. Now, sometimes Princess is very antsy, in case you didn't notice. She's a very hyper girl. She does so wonderful. But she's separated in the dog van, in the dog bus, because she'll get a little feisty sometimes. And because she moves around, she has, it's nervous energy, basically, or she's anticipating what we're going to do. And it's hard for her to calm down. So she'll get the other dogs excited. They're all calm. And she'll get them excited, and then they start barking at each other sometimes. Good girl. Look at Gigi. I don't know if you can see her, but she'll stand on her hind 2 legs. Now, Jim's mounting the bar on front. That bar is so we can see everything, so I can broadcast from here from the track, and I should have good signal here. And it looks like, folks, we got about an hour or so. Let me see. Sorry, my phone went. Yeah, it looks like we got about an hour before Barb goes on, and really hope you can catch her broadcast. If you can see this picture of Chase, he's just so enjoying laying in his bed. Bed's really comfortable, and I can't tell you enough how awesome it is. It's made by Beast Riders, once again, if I didn't mention that. And they don't give me any money to mention it. They're a small business, and it's so wonderful to be able to support small business today, especially doing a niche product like they're doing, and they're big time dog lovers. So that's what it's all about. Hey, Gigi, she's so happy. If you have any questions, I'm going to see if I can get in on the feed again. I'm going to my other phone. You got to understand, it's a lot of shuffling around here to do. And if anybody's watching this on a rebroadcast, because I enjoy going back and watching the rebroadcast. And cool, we're still here. Yep, you see Gigi. She's so funny. And good girl. Hi, good girl. She's doing great. I'm gonna go over here. Come on, G. Come on, G. Get her a little water. Stay, Jack. Stay. Good boy. Good boy, Jaggy. Come on. Come on, G. Okay, come on. Come on, good girl. Give her a little water. Here you go, G. Easy, guys. They're just yelling at each other in there because they want to get out. You need me, Jim, or you good? Oh, you know what I didn't get you? One of the batteries. Okay. Chase, sorry. Princess, they're fine. And we also have, by the way, I don't know if you know, it's on Jag's side. He's fine. Just tell him to stay. We have fans in there too, folks. We have the air is on, of course, but we also have fans because when I got that van, there's no back air, but it's so small. I actually did temperature test on there to see how quick it cooled down, and I have an electric starter on there as well. Here, you hold her, and I'll put it on. Deal, thank you, buddy. Yeah. Let's see. So this was all customized to be able to accommodate these batteries. These batteries are the ones that go on the big bikes. What's that? Yep. Cool. You'll get it. Cool. So the battery's on. We're loaded. I got to put harnesses on. You're going to have to. Okay. Here you go. You got to unhook that one too. Good girl, Gigi. Good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay. You hold this, buddy. Oh, we got to pull the back tray out because Zara can't get out with it. So you can see, this is my, so the van, in any case, I was telling you, we added these. They're commercial grade dog crate cooling fans, and they're really phenomenal, and they're 12 volt, so they hook right into the electric system on the vehicle. They get the air circulating in there. I also, as I said, I have remote start on there, so I can start that when we're free ranging. Again, we're on private lands, I can start it at any time. Remotely, I can even do it from my phone, and it'll start up, so when we get in, it'll be cool. That's how we deal with the heat, because vehicles do get hot. Cool. You hold her, and I'll get the boys going. I'll release them. First I got to do is get Chase. Okay, folks, so you're going to be able to watch us hook up, which will be pretty interesting in itself. I'm going to try to put my... Actually, we're not going to run with the vest today. When we're on private lands, there's no need to usually run with the vest because if the dogs if I need to let them off leash, I can. And people know we're running. So that's all good. It's going to take me a second to get organized here. And I do apologize if I'm a little quiet here. I just got to try to figure it all out. Good girls and good boys. Well, I could take my helmet off, I guess. Was she? Did it really? That's great, man. Woo! Almost forgot to do that, folks. So first thing I've got to do is I want to get this so we can broadcast for you. And that's going to mean I'm going to put one of the phones up and going to see which one we're going to use. I'm going to have to turn it on. Stay, guys. Okay. As you can see, I'm somewhat prepared here. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo. Okay. She's excited, isn't she? Okay, folks. Okay, this is awesome stuff. And sorry it's not too exciting, but I will keep you going as long as I can. I hope you're enjoying it. And the excitement's going to happen soon, believe me. But one thing I got to do is set all this camera. Great, Jim. That's great. So Gigi's going over to the track right now with Jim, and she's getting a chance to find out what the sand surface is all about. And there's a lot of animals that come through here, so she'll get some sense. Sometimes we'll run into the cows, folks. Good boy, Chase. That make it pretty interesting too. There's horses over there that'll race us on the other side sometimes, at least in the years in the past. So pretty interesting stuff, to say the least. Just trying to get this hooked up. So again, bear with me. Trying to see where my attachments are, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay. You can see a lot of work goes into the broadcast here, folks. And it's all part of the fun. It's a labor of love that I can share with you guys. She's doing great, isn't she? Okay. And this is the last part of it, folks, and I'm going to get the dogs on. I'm just letting you sit with me because it's streaming and Chase is being so good, and I think everybody enjoys watching that. I know I do. So, okay, that's on there nicely. Great. Great, great, great. So, bring my water with me, my water bowl. Okay, folks. So right now, I'm going to get ready to end this so I can switch over. As soon as I can switch over to the other feed, bring it to the body. But I'm going to show you this Chase. Here's everything I've been doing. There's the rough board. Here's a view of the dogs. And we're doing real good here. Everybody's good. Great. And this is the WooFDriver. I'm signing off, and I'll be back at you shortly. Stay tuned for another live broadcast coming at you within the next 5 minutes. I'm hoping you're going to see Gigi on the horse track. Stay tuned. WooFDriver signing off.